I was preparing for this reading and shuffling the decks, this card kept popping out, falling on the floor, falling on the table, flipping over as I was shuffling. So clearly this is the message for you, or whoever I'm connecting with today. And the message is, the card is the Three of Swords in reverse. And on top of it, it says relief. There is relief coming your way. You were dealing with a tense situation, and it was mentally tense, mentally intense. It started off in the mind, maybe a worry, a concern, a fear, some mental anguish you were experiencing, and it translated and migrated into your body in some way. This is what I'm feeling. Maybe you were having like a racing heart or feeling anxious or low energy. There's something physically you could have been experiencing that was coming as a result of some sticky situation, either with you and yourself, like you didn't know where you were going, you didn't know what was happening, maybe existential questions, or maybe in some kind of relationship or work. I almost want to say workship, a relationship you have with your work context. But now this is dissipating, this energy of painful thoughts that ended up actually infiltrating your energetic field in your body. Okay, so there's relief on the way. And then the other card that came out is Portal, number 39, originality, idealism, and progression. So this feeling of relief leads you to a portal. And this portal is at the base of a tree here in the root system. So I do feel like this is something about grounding yourself, feeling very rooted now from whatever situation that was making you feel discombobulated, or I just keep getting this sensation in the body, maybe sleepless nights, or just no matter how much you sleep, you were tired. There's something off-putting here. Could even be like, I never see the sun. There's just this feeling of a drag in the body. There's a change here, and it begins with your root chakra. That's where the portal is. That's where the relief is coming. So maybe your digestion improves, or maybe you just have a better sense of like, I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm alive, I am who I am. So there's a real confidence that's taking root for you. And this sense of confidence is itself the portal. So I want to see where you're going. What is this portal leading you to? What's this door opening to? And what is this relief all about? So let's get into this message and see what's going on. Tell me more, Spirit, about this portal. Oh, we have the card. If I can pick it up. Support. What's this cat here? Support. Getting support, relief, support, portal. And whenever I see this card, this always reminds me of like Spirit's hands on your shoulder. So you have support, and maybe you can just take a minute to close your eyes and imagine a supportive aspect of yourself, or a spirit guide, or spirit in general, or an animal that you work with kind of holding you or standing behind you, having your back, supporting you, because this is here for you. So let's see, what is it that you need support with? What is it that you are needing support with? Unpredictable, Knight of Needles, which is the Knight of Swords in reverse, and partnership, Two of Cups. Aimless, impulsive, connection, unity. An impulsive connection, some connection that feels aimless. What is this partnership all about? Are we really moving forward? Am I going to be alone? Am I ever going to find... Okay, so questions, doesn't matter. We don't need to go down that whole tangent of thoughts because that's what you're seeking relief from, and that you're getting relief from are those kinds of thoughts. I'm hearing a melting pot of thoughts. So there's some kind of partnership, again, could be in any context, doesn't have to be love specific, although it could be that has brought with it a certain level of unpredictability, which has made you feel ungrounded. Maybe you felt aimless in this. That's what you've been seeking support with, and Spirit has answered your call, has answered you and is giving you that support that you requested. And some of you literally requested support from Spirit. Yeah, like you've asked for help. Okay, and it's here. So tell me about the energies that are supporting the collective. That's what you need support with. Wish come true and endeavor, 9 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Something that you've wanted to do for a very long time, like physically wanted to do, travel somewhere, take up a new hobby, become this profession. Like you've always had this idea of like, I could do that. That fits with my personality. I could learn more about that and I could start my own herbal company around that, or I could open up my own spiritual shop, or I could become a lawyer, or whatever it is that you're thinking about. And it doesn't have to be anything huge and grandiose. It could be something like, I've always wanted to go on a different kind of diet kick than what I'm on now. Or I always wanted to buy a car, or whatever it is. There's something very tangible, very specific that's been in the back of your mind that you haven't been able to pursue or do. Maybe it's a certain creative project. But now the time is here for it. Okay? The wish is coming true. It says, because you've been gracious. It says gratitude on this card. You've asked for support. You've shown your gratitude for your higher self and your higher self's commitment to your soul path. Okay, you have given gratitude to yourself and to Spirit, and this is why this wish is coming through. It says contentment, and then on endeavor it says manifestation, foundation, the root, the foundation, the portal. Here you go. That's what's behind the door. Is this wish come true? See, you are getting relief, and I feel like you've brought it to yourself in some shape or form. You've clearly asked for assistance, but there's something about giving yourself support that has really helped you get the relief that you need. Or maybe you're in the process of supporting yourself right now, changing things up so that you can take care of you. When this happens, it grounds you. And with that grounding feeling of like, I'm okay, everything's okay, and even if I'm not feeling great this day, it's okay, I can take care of myself, I'm going to take this off my plate, I'm not going to deal with this person and their BS today, whatever you're doing, it allows you to steady yourself and your energy so that you can actually see the portal, so that you can see this door at the root. Because if you're all caught up in an unpredictable situation, feeling ungrounded, swirling around in your mind and in your body about what's going on, then you can't sit still enough to actually see this door and to open it to some huge manifestation that you've had. Page of Pentacles too. It's like the beginning of this journey that awaits you. I'm very excited for it. Okay, it feels very exciting. And it's a relief. It's what you've asked for. And it's not somebody else, okay? This is something that you've wanted to do for yourself. That's what's behind the door, okay? Some of you are going to seek support, maybe in a group, or maybe through some spiritual practice, or maybe in a professional sense, and you seeking out that support to help you take control of some unpredictable, chaotic situation that has essentially been working against you, opens the door to this new endeavor. Okay, so let's see the challenge. One more. Balancing act, 2 of Pentacles, and destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. So this is showing me there's a little bit of a transition period. So perhaps the relief isn't immediate, like it doesn't wash over you. It's something that's coming in gradually, in stages and slow kind of, it's interesting. It's reminding me of like when you switch a cat over to new food, you do it gradually. You add a little bit of the new food in with the old food so they don't get totally adverse to the change because it's too sudden. So this is definitely a message for you. And cats, to me, represent intuition, and to other people too. So maybe this is something that you're doing for your intuition is making a gradual change so you don't shock your intuitive psychic body, your energetic body. You actually introduce the change slowly. So little steps, little changes in your routine, or making small progress towards something is useful for you. You don't have to do everything all at once. Yeah, gradual introduction of something would be very helpful for you. So even if this is something maybe more philosophical for some of you, like you're learning about something new, and now you're starting to shift your perspective where you're like, oh, I don't even know why I believed in that before. Maybe you want to introduce your new perspective to yourself kind of gradually, balancing act, like keep a little bit of the old way in with the new way until you fully feel like it's time to switch entirely, if at all. Because this balancing act here is part of the way in which the change happens for you. It's part of your destiny. It's not supposed to be a kind of black and white, overnight, all or nothing, success or failure kind of situation. It's a little bit slow moving, but slow isn't the right word. It's gradual. There's a difference. Okay. This also helps regulate your system, right? You're bringing relief to yourself, but in a regulated way, okay? Because I feel like, again, this isn't for all of you, but introducing like sudden change, like, boom, we're just going to do everything differently now, like, screw this, I'm on this new track and I'm dropping all of that, might actually cause a more intense reaction for you because your whole subconscious and your body's like, well, what's going on? We're not safe. There's more change. I'm ungrounded. I'm not safe. So some kind of regularity is helpful for you. Some kind of routine, some kind of familiarity, keeping something of the old here is important to you right now as you introduce the new, right? That helps ground you. I hope this makes sense. Because you've been in a very unpredictable situation. And so let's not double down on that energy and do it to ourselves tenfold, right? Let's not mirror whoever's creating unpredictability in your life. Don't do that to yourself as well. Do you want me to look more into what's going on with this unpredictable connection? Let me see. I didn't hear anything. Well, I'm getting both, so compromise. Yeah, I'm getting both. 5 of Wands in reverse, compromise, cooperation, and agreement. People aren't seeing things the same way. There's different perspectives on a situation. Can you just tell me more about collective's role in this? Well, let's just take this one and give me one more. I wasn't done my thought when the other one fell out. So let's see. The Fool, new beginnings, 4 of Swords, respite, 4 of Cups in reverse, motivation and ambition. Yeah, that's kind of how I was feeling. It feels as though you in this partnership have been trying to make some compromises, or you have been compromising, whether you wanted to or not, so that you could get some relief from this. There's some motivation here to ease the situation, and maybe that's compromise in a way. It is black and white. It's like, I'm either going to compromise and try it, and if that doesn't work, I'm done with it. Feels like you've been pushed to the edge. Page of Swords, the Fool. You're seeing a possibility for a new beginning, and somebody else doesn't want to go along with that, or someone's fighting you on that. I also feel this desire you have to take back control of a situation. Your motivation for whatever's going on here in this unpredictable partnership, your motivation in whatever you're doing is to bring yourself mental relief. That's why you're doing whatever it is you're doing. Now, I don't know if what you're doing is coming from a higher perspective or a lower perspective, or however you're acting. What you're really seeking is rest and relaxation in the mind, a respite. And that's why you, it's not attainment. That's why it's not that you can't let something go, but that's why something's so much in your energy, is because you're motivated to find peace for yourself, mental peace. And there's something in you that's saying that you're not going to find mental peace, Seven of Cups, if you just stay in this energy of wishful thinking and possibilities. There's a desire here to make a decision, okay? So let's get further into the reading and see what we get. I also feel guided to pull one more of these. Tell me more. What do I need to see? Trinity, balancing decisions, priorities, adapting to change. Okay, we've talked about that, right? Gradual adapting to change, balancing your decisions. Okay, so whatever the decision is that you're weighing right now, try to make it a balanced one. What are your priorities? The whole idea here for you is to bring yourself relief, not to intensify a problem, but rather to find that sense of stability so that you can open that door to your wish of a new endeavor that you've been looking forward to, or you thought, like, maybe I don't have time for this, maybe I'm never going to do it. Well, you can. It's this unpredictable situation that's been in the way. And I don't know what that's all. Spirit's not really seeming to say too much more about that. Probably because you already know all about what's been going on. You know, why do you need me to tell you? Right? But let's see. Let's see. Maybe we'll get more. The Tower. That's your overall energy. Man, do you need relief. This is Mars energy. This dragon just burning it all down. Okay, I want to get all the cards out and then I'm going to clarify. Too many. I don't know about those. Let's see. Tell me the opportunity, Spirit. We'll take that one. And we'll take that one. And the challenge. And the guidance. Oh, interesting. And the outcome. I don't know how these fell out. One was kind of sideways, so I'll leave that sideways. Okay, so your overall energy, the Tower. Let's see, what's going on? What's this big to-do over here? What's going on? Unpredictable partnership. What happened? Tell me about it. Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands. Somebody may have had a sudden change of direction, okay? There's a lot of energy here. Someone's counting something. Counting the days, counting the emails, counting the messages, counting. I don't know what they're counting. I don't think it's you. It's someone else counting something. Counting money. I don't know what they're counting. Yeah, I'm seeing someone on their hands too. They're counting. Maybe someone's suspicious of you in some way. Is that what's going on? What are they counting? Two of Pentacles. Yeah, they're trying to figure out if something's been balanced and fair. But suddenly I'm getting this like feeling that somebody hasn't been trusting. I don't know if that's for all of you though. It just kind of, I wasn't feeling that before. It just came in out of nowhere. This Tower, the Eight of Wands and the Three of, well, it's unpredictable. This person or whatever you're dealing with is very unpredictable. You don't know what they're thinking or why they're doing what they're doing, but they do it with a lot of force. It's almost like you should know. You should know why I feel like this. You should know what I'm doing. Or there's this kind of like unassuming. It's this. I don't like it. Someone's kind of giving you this look like, come on, you don't get it? And you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what's going on here. And it's like you're waiting for someone to explain. With the Three of Wands, you're waiting for that Eight of Wands to come in. Like, you know, like this person's intense or this situation's intense. You're waiting to hear some news. You're waiting for someone to do something, but it's not coming in a predictable way. Seven of Pentacles, you're just patient. You're just like, whoa, hello, like I can feel this coming, but where is it? This in itself is creating the Tower. The fact that there's like, I'm hearing a hinge, I don't know, but it feels like it's not fully arrived what you're anticipating. Okay. So hold on. Tell me a little bit more about your energy here. Strength. Ooh. This is why you're kind of not kind of, you are feeling it in your body and in your mind, because you're really staying strong through this all. The Sun. I saw it as strength first, but the Sun. It's almost as if you're at this point where you feel like you've been pushed to become someone that you don't really want to be right now. Maybe someone who overanalyzes, maybe somebody who's given up. I don't know which way. It could be any which way, but it's like, if this is going to turn into a tower, then I'm going to have to do something about it. Like, go ahead. You want to set me on fire? I'm going to be the sun then. But and this is how you're expressing it to yourself. Like, I'm hearing, I'm tough as nails, so I can handle this. And you are. But underneath it all and outside of this person's sight or this situation's sight, you're asking Spirit for support. Because you never asked to be this burning sun. You never asked to be the one to figure out how to illuminate it all. You know? That's why the root is coming up too. The darkness of the root, having to kind of go dark with something, to go inwards almost. Okay. There's also something you may feel like you've exposed and you're waiting to see what's going to happen. It's a little bit of a mic drop moment. And you could have just exposed something through your actions. It's what you're getting relief from is definitely like in your body and energetically, but it's this situation where it's like you're anticipating something to happen. And that anticipation for some of you is not doing you any favors. And somebody in this mix might be trying to capitalize on your anticipation in some way. They're being unpredictable so you can stay in a state of hypervigilance. Maybe it's not conscious, maybe it is. I don't know. What you don't see coming is the Nine of Swords. So let's see a little bit more about this Nine of Swords. Nine of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Well, this is the endeavor, the wish come true. Yeah, and you don't see this coming because you're in the Nine of Swords. You are a tough cookie, okay? And you're not going to go down with the ship. You've decided that to yourself a long time ago, but it doesn't mean things don't bother you. You're not immune to the situation. You're not going to let it destroy you, but you can't just shut it out either. Why? I mean, because you're a human, but why else? Queen of Pentacles, because it's destabilizing you. Seven of Pentacles, and you're anticipating something. Some of you could be anticipating something to do with your reputation or money or image of some sort. Okay. Now, what Spirit's showing me is, again, amazing that there's a wish coming true, something that you've wanted to work on, something that you've wanted to achieve. It's happening. Why do we begin with the Nine of Swords? This is why you don't see it coming, because of that mentality. But why do we have to begin with that card? Eight of Cups. Well, Spirit's telling you that you have to find a way to manage the stress around it. Balancing act. How can you manage the stress better? And you can. You can do that. And you should do that. Priorities, balancing decisions, adapting to change. And maybe this is where the gradual, slow introduction, I'm just wanting to touch this black obsidian cat for some reason, comes in. It allows you to not be in the Nine of Swords 100%, but maybe only 40% until things totally clear up for you. You're bringing yourself gradual relief. And there is a movement away from the anxiety, and some of you have been having nightmares, or I'm hearing night terrors. I don't know, maybe there's a difference. But this is going to disappear. Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords. You are going to get away from this energy, for sure. Okay? And it's not just get away from this energy and then sit in purgatory. No. You're opening that door, that portal, and you're going to something that you've been looking forward to. So the opportunity is the Chariot. Amazing. So here's the balance again. The dark and the light, the shadow and the conscious self. The higher conscious too. That's what's guiding you. The cats. Your intuition. I'm hearing negative intuition. I don't know. I think that's I don't know much about that, but I think it's a Jungian concept. I'm not sure though. If you know more about that, please write it below so I can learn from you. Okay, the Chariot as your opportunity. And the Hermit. Yeah, because I didn't feel like this is barging through that portal door in a real kind of like literal, let's go, forget this, I'm leaving this all behind. Because we're talking about the gradual inclusion of the change, it has to be something more subtle, the Hermit. But look, the Hermit is at the base of the tree too. Oh, this is cool. I just sat at the base of a tree the other day. It was so cool. It's like the root system was all above ground. There was this little pocket that fit my butt just perfectly, and I just sat there for so long. It was so comfortable. It was so comfortable. So maybe you want to do that. Acquaint yourself with a comfy tree. Trees are super powerful, super wise, ancient, knowledgeable, and most of the time, not all, but most of the time loving and kind. So there's a tree maybe that you could commune with. But here, look, the Hermit, the portal, the Hermit. So this is about getting to know yourself and going within yourself to give you back to yourself, right? The Chariot going into the Hermit. It's time to restabilize. And when there's an unpredictable situation, oftentimes we could want to try to control things that we just can't control. And that's just a total waste of our energy, and it depletes us mentally, psychically, emotionally, physically. And Spirit is saying you can control a lot about this. And what you can control is how much energy you give to it. Okay, and how you choose to perceive the situation. And there's something here about regaining control in that way. Spirit is supporting that for you. Some of you may want to take a trip by yourself. Maybe it's a day trip. Maybe it's only a couple hours, but there's something about you being alone that will help you reconnect with who you really are. I love traveling alone because it reconnects me with another side of myself that I sometimes forget, and it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with myself. And so some of you are going to do that too. I mean, it doesn't have to be big travel, but maybe it's just travel to another room by yourself, you know? This is how you find that portal. Anything else here? Some of you are writers. This is going to lead you to a big wish that you've had. What else with the Hermit? What am I missing? Queen of Pentacles again. Stability and confidence. focusing on growing things for yourself. You know, some of you death, some of you are waiting for someone else to make a decision, to sign a document, you know, metaphorically or literally. And Spirit saying, go ahead and plan it for yourself. Give yourself that foundation and stability. And if things happen to change later on, then you can make amendments, you can change things. But there, for someone here, you don't, like, you're waiting for someone, but you're actually the one who gets to make the decision. This is more about your life. Okay, I don't know what that's about for everyone. The Challenge, Temperance, and the Six of Wands. Before I say anything, tell me about the Six of Wands. Two of Cups, Seven of Cups, King of Cups, 10 of Cups, 8 of Swords, and 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is some kind of withholding energy that you've been dealing with. There's confusion. Everything was going fine. 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, and then all of a sudden 7 of Cups. It's like, bro, what's going on? Why are you acting like this? Or sis, or whatever, you know? King of Cups, somebody's not really explaining what's happened here. The total confusion. For some of you, there's been an introduction of something into someone's life, a new job, a new person. I don't know, there's something new that's happened for someone and they've totally changed since that introduction. And you have no idea what's going on. You feel like someone's holding something back from you. Their emotions, their time, their money. They're not being straight up. And you're waiting, again, this energy of waiting. And again, I don't mean like you're sitting there waiting by the phone, checking your emails 10 times a day. It's not desperation. It's anticipation. It's like, okay, when's the other shoe going to drop? Or I know one day I'm going to hear from them. You know, it's something like that. Because I'm seeing you as Temperance, not the Six of Wands. It's like, okay, well, what are you so happy about over there? What are you trying to achieve? What game are you playing to win? You know, there's this question here of like, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? You're not telling me something. And that's why you're in the Nine of Swords. You're like, what's going on? Maybe this is about your career. Like, where am I going here? Nobody's telling me where this is leading me to. It started off decent enough. Really good, actually. But then, boom, confusion. And I'm seeing this as another person here. The genders don't matter in terms of the cards, okay? So somebody holding back what they're really desiring. That's the challenge. Okay. Because you want straight up truth because you need the relief. But you're going to bring that relief to yourself by straight up finding your inner truth. Or I should say, you're finding the relief by finding your inner truth straight up. I don't know what to say that twice. Anyways, maybe there's something about saying things twice the same way. Okay, Queen of Swords and Page of Cups for your advice. Are you scared to hurt someone's feelings? What's going on over here? You could also be delivering a hard truth to someone. They've been living in la la land, you know, fantasy land. Some of you, this might be someone in a family situation or a child or something like this. They're completely unpredictable with the care they show you or lack thereof, or their presence in general. And your advice is to put your foot down in some way, okay? Maybe it's to tell them that they don't get to do that, okay? That you're putting up a boundary, that you're not dealing with this anymore. There's something, you're the Queen of Swords here, that you're saying that is very strong. You're laying down the truth in some way. And this person, I don't know, feels like they're not anticipating it. They're not ready to deal with it. Or you're worried about that. So let's see. The World, the Queen of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Wands. Whoa. 1 second. Let me just move these cards. These cards need a whole space. I've never really done that. Just moved all the cards of the spread off to the side. So your advice is to take up some space here too with the actions you take. This isn't really about, this is about going within and doing your own thing, but it doesn't have to be in a way where you just scurry away. Once you tell someone some truth or you act in a way that reveals your truth, suddenly they grow up. Okay, and it's like they start to try to provide some kind of stability. I see them transforming to the Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups. It's like the minute that you're like, you know what? This isn't for me. I don't want to do this. I'm turning my back on you. Suddenly they like level up, they boss up, they say, hey, you know, like, this is really what's going on. But by then, you've seen their true intentions, or you've seen who they are at the core. Like, here they are talking to you or trying to get your attention, but you're on both sides of them. Like, you can see both sides to them. You can see what they want to show you, and then you can see what's behind with the High Priestess, what they're hiding behind this throne. You know, there's something here that you've learned very important about what this situation really means for you. And I'm definitely seeing you bring it to an end. The World card. I am. And this is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. It brings new life. New passion, new ambition, new energy too, like physical energy. This is the support that you've been asking for. You know what to do too with the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. It's not like you don't know what to do, you do. But it seems daunting, so do something a little bit slower than you typically would, but you're still going to do it. And this may be why they change energies from the Page to the Queen, because you're doing things a little bit slower. I don't see you coming in and just like cutting something completely out. And maybe you do. Maybe you like stop talking to someone, but the energy's still there. There's still something ongoing in some sense. And again, Spirit's saying that's okay if you want to make the change that way. You don't need to totally shock your system. So the outcome is very interesting. It's the Page of Swords in reverse, the Three of Swords sideways, and then the Ace of Swords kind of sideways. It was like, I don't know. So this is about seeing your relief by not trying to squeeze more truth out of a situation. Like, the confusion and the unpredictability is the truth. That is the truth of the situation. It's confusing and it's unpredictable. That's the truth. Okay, why is it that way? I feel like in order to get that answer, you might have to do the whole hermit bit. You know, go within, really sit with yourself and the experience and the situation. But I'm also seeing Spirit say you don't have to do that right now. There's a door open for you to go down a different track. You can find relief by accepting that the truth is that this is an unpredictable situation that is dysregulating you. This is confusing. And somebody's holding something back, and it's putting you in a state of anxiety or anxiousness, and you don't have to deal with this. You do not. Okay, so I feel like you're turning your back here on this quest to find out the truth of why you've been so disregarded and unappreciated and hurt. And maybe you've been on this journey for a long time trying to get down to the bottom of this. And Spirit's like, you have gotten down to the bottom of it now. You really have. Maybe you haven't gotten clear-cut answers like you desired, but what you did find, the truth you did find, is that there's a portal for you. There's a door for you opening up to a wish come true. That's the truth. This situation has led you to another wish of yours, a better wish of yours than whatever this entailed. Okay, so I'm seeing the outcome here, if you take Spirit's advice, to be that you're not thinking about this as much as you were before. You're not trying to squeeze. I keep getting squeeze the truth out of it. I'm seeing someone trying to squeeze water out of a stone. Maybe that's what it's been like in this situation. Spirit's saying, let's not do that anymore. Let's do something else. You know, it's your life. All right, that's what I have for you. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.